Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc. When you need shirts, screen printing, vinyl, sublimation, decals, or direct-to-film prints, you should always shop local. That's where the Shirt Shack comes in. Give them a call at 785-250-2479 and get your merch, team shirts, or logos printed off by the professionals at the Shirt Shack. It's even as easy as communicating through email. You can message them at shirtshackprinting@gmail.com. That's shirtshackprinting@gmail.com. Get off Amazon and support a local business. Contact the Shirt Shack today.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
And with your Pecos League recap for Game 2 of the Mountain Division Championship Series, I'm your host, Joey Dean. Garden City, Kansas is where we go as Tucson comes to town, already leading the series 1-0 on the Saguaros, top of the first. They lead the game 1-0 as Gavi Perez-Torres with an RBI single scoring Jacob Elizondo to make it 1-0. Top of the third, Cedric Reynaud, a solo home run, makes it 2-0 in favor of the Saguaros. Three batters later, Jacob Elizondo at the plate. He hits a two-run shot, makes it 4-0 in favor of Tucson. We go to the top of the fourth. They're adding to it. Antonio Fernandez, a solo shot, makes it 5-0 in favor of Tucson. Five batters later, Marquise Wood with a two-run double makes it 7-0 in favor of the Tucson Saguaros after just 3.5 innings. Bottom of the fourth, Garden City gets on the board. Jacob Talamonte with a solo home run to center field makes the score 7-1. Five batters later, Pierce Kahn will get an RBI single and makes it 7-2 as Dom Enbody scores. Very next batter, the pitcher Tyler Barrett at the plate. Pierce Kahn takes off for second. They throw down to third as Rob Morissetti was inching off third. He gets caught in a short rundown. He ends up stealing home to make it 7-3. Each team would score a run in the fifth. Top of the sixth, Caleb Skoll with the bases loaded gets absolutely robbed by Jacob Elizondo at an outstanding defensive play to end the inning. Bottom of the seventh, Garden City with them loaded again. Rob Morissetti lines this one. Gavi Perez-Torres leaps and snags it. In back-to-back innings, Garden City loaded them, couldn't score a run. Bottom of the ninth, Pierce Kahn grounds out, and that'll do it as Tucson wins the Mountain Division Championship. They are back in the Pecos League Championship for the first time since 2023, where they lost to San Rafael 2-1. San Rafael will be in their third straight final. They are 1-1 the last couple of years, and those games will start on Saturday. Join us again Sunday for another Pecos League recap. That's right, benchwarmers. It is that time. It is Right in the Pine here on Dry River Radio. Joey Dean, your host. Joining me today, my little sidekick, H. What up, buddy?
Hey.
He said, Dad, I want to be on Ride in the Pine today. I said, all right, we can make that happen. So big thank you to him for joining me, and thank you to our sponsor, AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. We are big fans of AAA Pawn and Armory. I go cash my checks from playing shows there. and bring home some cherry RC, and H and I rock out that cherry RC, don't we?
Or just RC.
Or just RC. Yeah, we do that
Or
too.
both.
Or both. Sometimes I have multiple checks. Yeah, those are the good days. Those are the real good days. Either way, we are here with you today on a Friday. It is a Ride in the Pine Friday, and the weekend is ahead of us. Football got underway yesterday with some NFL action in the preseason. The Chiefs will play, I believe it's tomorrow. The Chiefs have a preseason game. I'll have to double check on that, but they do have a preseason game coming up, and the Garden City Winds season ended last night, and that's what we'll start talking about. You saw the recap of the game, and it was a really, really, really good year for this ball club. 44 wins, a franchise record. They also set a record for the fewest losses in a season, set multiple pitching records and individual records. I am talking about the Wind. Lots of records set this season, and just unfortunately they fell short last night to Tucson. And H, you got to watch almost as many games as I did this year. What did you think about the Garden City Winds season, buddy? You got to talk into the microphone. That's talk into the microphone. Tell us what you thought of the season. He's being shy now. I don't know why he's being shy. He's thinking.
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Okay. You got to put a lot of effort into thinking, don't you? Well, I'll tell you this. It was a successful season statistically for sure. It ended way sooner than what Garden City would have liked. There are some issues with how things have gone. There's got to be some way that Garden City can figure out how to get over the hump. They've been in back-to-back Mountain Division Championship Series. They've been to 3 of them total, and they've lost all 3. They've gotten swept the last 2 years. It's just it's frustrating when there's people that put in a ton of effort with the franchise throughout the year, from the booster club to the PA guy to all those people that work behind the scenes, and so to have it fall like that is frustrating. But the main thing with it is how it's kind of treated. It's understandable that these guys don't have direct ties to Garden City. It's understandable that they're not going to take it as hard as a diehard Garden City Wind fan, but you want to see a little more emotion, I guess, and we just didn't see that at the end of the game last night. It just kind of felt like, oh well, we lost, now let's move on with our lives, which is healthy, I suppose, but at the same time, as fans, we want to see some emotion there. We want to see some guys upset that they just got swept out of the playoffs. What did you have, H?
The beginning of the season.
What about the beginning of the season?
It was the best.
It was the best? Okay.
But at the end was the worst.
Yeah, I agree. It started out great, and
It was the worst.
it got awful there at the end. But yeah, we just didn't see a lot of emotion. It just kind of felt like they were flat in the series. And I'm not sure, I'm not in the clubhouse. I'm not in the dugout. So, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes with the team itself. But, it's just as an observer from my perch in the press box, that's what I saw, and discussing it with a few fans last night. That's what they saw too. And people pay attention to body language. They pay attention to the little things. And it was the little things that killed this team last night.
You can almost see what's happening in the dugouts.
Yeah,
You can see what's happening in the guest dugout.
Yeah, you can from the press box.
Yeah, and the cameras.
And the cameras. That's right. That's right.
You can barely even see what's happening in the wind dugout.
Yeah.
You can barely even see.
But yeah, just, it was little things. Defensively, They had defensive struggles early. Andrew Brotman with some struggles at shortstop. He struggled the day before at shortstop. That was something that was addressed, that was known by the coaching staff going into Game 2, and they decided to roll with Brotman because of his bat. Caleb Skoll ended up coming in, replacing him, and having a couple of hits. Skoll hit well during the regular season, and it felt like the coaching staff just gave up on him toward the end when he had some struggles. They went through other guys like Talamonte had struggles. They let him play through it. It just kind of felt like Caleb Skoll, if you're going to keep messing with the microphone, dude, I'm going to turn you off. Just kind of felt like Caleb Skoll kind of got the raw end of the deal there because of the position he played and the fact that Brotman could play that position. But the fact of the matter is he wasn't at the same level as Caleb Skoll defensively, and that showed in this series, and it cost Garden City runs. It cost Garden City a run in the first inning yesterday. That runner should have never scored. And then later in the game, it cost them again. It cost them terrible base running. This is a team that, made mistakes, got away with mistakes on the base paths all year, and just awful base running last night. They got away with one with Rob Morrissetti scoring, but he should not have been in that rundown. That shouldn't have been a situation that even happened. It's just one of those things that you get away with things against inferior opponents, and not to take anything away from North Platte or Kansas City or Blackwell as clubs themselves, but the level of play from them to Tucson is a stark difference. And we, have discussed multiple times on the broadcast. We've discussed it here on the show. The difference being that Tucson had 40-some guys throughout the season, and they got to choose, the best 25 at the deadline, and the ones they didn't choose didn't get to sign anywhere else. And that's the other frustrating thing about this season is you look at that as a whole. First off, they should have had no more than 25 guys anyway. I think you can have 28, including your non-active guys. I think that's what it is. But 25 on your active roster, that's it. That's all you get.
That's it.
And for whatever reason, it was allowed for Tucson to continue to carry guys. And I heard the excuse last night, oh, well, they have to travel a long distance. That's what you're signing up for. You know what the Pecos League is coming into it. It is not a secret. This league has been around 15 freaking years. That is the lamest damn excuse I've ever heard. You know what this league is. You know you're going to have to drive unless you play for a team like Garden City, who has a bus, like Alpine, who has a bus. You're going to have to drive otherwise. That's just the way it goes. That's the way. If you want to play ball in the Pecos League, that's the way it's going to work. And if you want to play at Tucson, you're going to have to drive great distances because Tucson's literally in the middle of freaking nowhere. It is in the desert. It is not close to anybody else.
That's why the T's a cactus.
Yeah, that's why it's a cactus. That's right. It's a saguaro cactus.
Baseball bat, because they play baseball.
Yeah. But going into it. So that is a BS excuse. Straight up 100% awful excuse. And when I heard it last night, I was appalled that was an excuse. No, there is no excuse. It is unacceptable what was allowed to happen this year in Tucson. Unacceptable. It was not fair to anybody else in the league because you look at the fact that they had an extra 20 guys that they carried around that they weren't playing every day that could have played for Santa Fe or Roswell or Kansas City or North Platte. And made this league better, or Garden City, and made this league better. This league had teams that were not good at all. Roswell, Trinidad for a long stretch of the year, Santa Fe. You're telling me that adding some good players wouldn't have helped make this league better, make it more competitive?
Wait, what about
It was 100% designed so that Tucson would walk away with this. You cannot convince me otherwise. It was 100% designed for this to happen. Right down to people talking about San Rafael was already in Tucson as of yesterday. They're starting the series tomorrow. There was supposed to be 2 days for travel. That's not happening. They already planned on this. I was told that I don't even know if San Rafael would come to Garden City. Why? It's the freaking championship.
And I wish Tucson wouldn't come to Garden City.
I wish they wouldn't have come either. But the excuses for letting teams get away with stuff have to end. Otherwise, this league will continue to be viewed as a joke. The statistics are not put on Baseball Reference anymore. You know what the Pecos League is. If you're a player, you know what it is. You know you're going to have to travel. You know you're not going to pay anything. You're going to have to spend your own money to get to places to play. You know that. And unless you're in Garden City or Iola or Alpine or Tucson, you're not going to get, great video coverage. It's getting better across the league. Roswell. Roswell's is not very good, but North Platte's not bad. Trinidad's getting better. But unless you're in one of those places, you're not going to have great video to be able to use to promote yourself. You're just going to have to show up every day and do it with the statistics and hope that the statistician for that given day actually understands baseball and understands how to use point streak. Because when they don't, the statistics get all screwed up, which we see over and over and over again, because there is no training for this. They just throw people behind the scorebook and say, here you go, figure it out. Even people that don't know baseball at all. So my frustrations are 100% with this league today.
I know why
And I was refraining from doing this. But the fact of the matter is, I'm 8 years into a relationship with the Pecos League and the Garden City Wind, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of teams getting away with whatever, and Garden City doing things the right way, and still getting punished for a simple mistake that shouldn't have even been punished. The person, the adjudicator, said this shouldn't have even been a thing. There was a mistake on a lineup card on a game back on July 21st. And it wasn't until the first round, or the second round of the Mountain Division playoffs between Garden City and North Platte, that second round series that Garden City swept them, that Todd Everlith brought it up. And that should have been a non-issue anyway, because you can't bring up a lineup card issue weeks later. You have to do it in that game. He did not do it in that game. There was nothing wrong with the Garden City Wind 25-man roster. Everything was submitted perfectly to the league and on time. I know, because I freaking did it. And so the fact of the matter is, there shouldn't have been a punishment. But Garden City, being the good freaking stewards they are of this league and this game, served a punishment for that playoff round where Tyler Bear was not allowed to pitch. And then Sean McNeil, with all his freaking gall, the cojones on that guy, trying to enforce that another series, trying to get Bear barred from the series. The suspension had already been served, unnecessarily according to the arbitrator. So this should not have been a thing, and yet they were still thinking about it. That's how crooked this is. What?
I know why the Pecos Bills are called the Pecos Bills.
Why?
They're named after Pecos Bill.
Yes, that's right, buddy. But tell me that's not crooked.
Thinking skills.
Tell me that's not shady at all. Tell me that's not leaning towards teams like Tucson who got away with, and they didn't even get a slap on the wrist. They were just told, oh, we're not going to let you do that next year. Like, not even a slap on the wrist. None of those players could sign with anybody. They screwed over not over only the other teams, they screwed over 20-some players from finishing their season in the Pecos League. Like, it's absolutely appalling.
I know I'm the most talkative person, but I'm just not choosing to talk.
You just what?
I'm not choosing to talk a lot today.
Oh, okay. That's all right, buddy.
Because you're talking.
I know. I'm ranting. That's what happens. I'm frustrated. And
I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated still.
Are
I'm
you?
still frustrated from last night.
Are you?
Yeah.
We did go to the clubhouse after the ball game, and the guys were giving H some love.
Yeah.
And what did?
So they were first partying, then when they were seeing me crying, they straightened up really fast.
Yeah, they did. What did you remember? What Ted Broxterman and Cole Lee told you?
No.
They said, "We'll get you a championship sooner or later, buddy. One of these years." But that's the thing. This was going to be the year. And now there's even talk. I heard that they may do a neutral location for the Pecos League Championship Series, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But that idea has been floated around. The fact of the matter is, things need to change in the Pecos League. It's going to continue to survive, but it's going to continue to survive as the butt of everybody's jokes. There's a reason it's the lowest level. It could be a lot better. It's got the potential to be better. The refusal of hiring people to take on roles needs to change. The refusal of having a centralized roster system of training statisticians, of not allowing teams to walk all over the rules and get away with things. You know, it was allowed that North Platte didn't want to have instant replay, and it came back to bite them in the ass, and that was awesome. But it shouldn't even be a thing. You know, there was 2 league umpires and 2 local umpires, just like everywhere else for that series with North Platte. So you were guaranteed to have a league umpire in the conversation for instant replay no matter what. Just like it was 2 league umpires and 2 locals, and the league umpires were behind the plate in the Tucson series. No local umpires went behind the plate in the playoffs, and it was by design. Because we, as the Garden City Wind, didn't want it to have those local guys there. We didn't want that even to be a conversation where people were like, oh, you know, they got all these calls. And it was very clear, some of the calls last night, that the umpire, one, is super inexperienced. He's 18 years old. And so his strike zone was all over the place.
All over the place.
And so it was clear that he wasn't really favoring anybody. It just was, he was not good. And he's going to be a good umpire. He just didn't have a good strike zone last night. It was an amoeba strike zone. But you could point at that too and be like, why are we having issues with umpires?
The strike zone is inside, like, if the catcher catches it with a mitt. If it's outside, that's a ball.
Yeah.
If it's inside, that's a strike.
That's right, buddy. That's
or
right.
if you hit it in the foul, or if you hit it in foul ground, it's foul.
But either way, things didn't go the Garden City Wind's way last night or in the Mountain Division Championship Series at all. And they have nobody to blame but themselves because they did not play good enough baseball to be able to advance. And I can rant about things all day long, and the fact that it was basically an all-star team that they played. And Tucson's going to just wallop San Rafael. It's not even going to be a series. But, the fact of the matter is they just didn't play good enough, and they made plenty of mistakes yesterday. They made plenty of mistakes the day before, and they were in both games. You don't hit 13 hits and, 12 hits last night? I mean, you should be a lot better off than what they were, and they missed opportunities 2 different times yesterday. Bottom of the 6th, they had the bases loaded, and Jacob Elizondo made an incredible play to end the inning. And then the bottom of the 7th, they had the bases loaded again, and Gavi Perez-Torres made an incredible play. Those against other teams are probably hits, and Garden City plates, 4 runs there. That's a huge difference. They were able to get away with those things in the regular season, playing against teams like Kansas City and Blackwell and North Platte. And actually, they only played Blackwell 3 times, which, again, you look at this league and the structure of the schedule this year, it was so screwed up. The fact that Garden City only played Blackwell 3 times at the end of the season, nonetheless. But they played Kansas City like 19 and North Platte another 14. That has to change. You can't have divisional opponents only facing each other 3 times in a freaking season. Like, it's just... It's frustrating when, you've been a part of this. I've been a part of it since 2017. And I'd like to see this league succeed. I'd like to see it be better respected. But the want has to be there by the commissioner and everybody else involved in the Pecos League. The want has to be there to be better and to take it to another level. And it just hasn't been in recent years. Hopefully moving forward, it is. I know I've told the commissioner himself. I told him last night, look, things have to change, dude. You can't keep having this same stuff pop up and these same teams getting away with whatever the hell they want to do. It's unacceptable. It's not fair to the players. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to the day staff of these teams. I heard last night, I was talking to Randy Ralston, and his wife said something that made me think a little bit. And she said, you're telling me that other teams wouldn't kill to be in the position that Garden City's been in the last couple of years? To play for the Mountain Division Championship Series, to host it this year? You're saying North Platte wouldn't kill to be in that position, Trinidad? Yeah, they would. And I get that. And Garden City paid their dues. Trust me. I was there in 17 and 18. They paid their dues to get here.
I haven't talked in... Okay, now...
Buddy.
I don't remember...
Don't touch the microphone, remember? But Garden City paid their dues to get here. That's 100% certain. The thing is... The league is different now than it was then, and it's set up different, and it's not set up correctly, and hopefully that changes next year with the scheduling. We'll see what teams return. Iola was a great addition. They really started embracing the team there in Iola at the end of the year. We'll see if they bring the Hormigas back to Iola. Blackwell and North Platte, I think they're not going anywhere. Garden City's not going anywhere. There's all sorts of turmoil in Trinidad, but there always is turmoil in Trinidad. And I've said for weeks here, months, longer than that, since last year even, that they need a change with leadership in Trinidad for that to be a franchise that remains viable. Otherwise, I wouldn't want anything to do with them if I was the commissioner of this league, because it's not worth the headache. And that's all they've been for the last few years, is a headache. And I'm not saying that because I hate Trinidad. I'm saying that legitimately there has been issue after issue after issue that people just don't know about because they're not on the inner circle of the league, I guess. But you know certain teams are going to be back, and then maybe there's going to be some added, which would be good. But the fact of the matter is, those teams could have benefited. Those teams that are envious of Garden City being in the Mountain Division Championship Series could have benefited by the 20-some players that were kept away from the rest of the league. They could have maybe changed the outcome of some series with Garden City if they'd have had those good players available to them. That's the truth. And so, yeah, those teams would kill to be in this position. And I would never want to go back to where we were in 17 and 18. But you get to this point and you keep seeing the same teams, San Rafael, Tucson, Alpine, playing for the title. Every year, the same teams playing for the title. Every single year. And you wonder, when's our time? 10 seasons in, Garden City hasn't made it there yet. You know, when's our time? Had great teams. Put together incredible seasons. This was the year. So, it's frustrating for sure. And I know I've ranted for a solid half hour now and probably said some things that I shouldn't about the league, but the fact of the matter is somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to put it out there because it's the only way it's going to force change. And saying that as well, I'm an advocate of don't just bitch about something. If you're going to bitch about something, be a part of the solution or have a solution, one of the two. At least be a part of it. Be willing to put in the work to be a part of it, which I'm willing to do. And I also have a solution. And I'm presenting that to the commissioner. I have a long, long email. But this league needs to improve. And in order to do that, you have to stop letting teams cut corners and blatantly break the rules and letting them get away with it, and then punishing teams who accidentally make a mistake and shouldn't have been punished, and still punishing them and then dragging it on like you're going to continue the punishment in the case of Garden City and the scorecard. Sean McNeil's the last person that should talk to anybody about a freaking scorecard. The ball's on that dude to even bring it up. It's unfathomable, but he's been allowed to get away with this shit for the last couple of years. Sorry. I'm pissed off. So, either way, if you missed that first part of the rant, it'll be available via podcast. I'll share the podcast link when I get it put up after the show today. Also, the next 30 days, the live video will be available on Facebook Live as well. H is with me today. It is a Ride in the Pine Friday.
Friday? I didn't know it was Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. The Garden City Wind will have their end-of-year awards ceremony tonight at Jack's Tap and Kitchen. Stop doing that, please. Jack's Tap and Kitchen is where it will be at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll have a highlight reel. We'll have, as H cannot keep his hands off the microphone, we'll have a highlight reel, though. We'll have awards presented, most valuable players, Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, all those things. We'll recognize the staff that has worked so hard year in and year out for the Garden City Wind. We'll talk to all of them. Randy Ralston and myself will be up there, and we'll do all that today. Jack's Tap and Kitchen, 8 o'clock tonight for the end of the year awards banquet. We'll take a break. Come back. We'll talk a little bit more baseball. This is Riding the Pine here on a Friday. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello, everyone. It's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc. When you need shirts, screen printing, vinyl, sublimation, decals, or direct-to-film prints, you should always shop local. That's where the Shirt Shack comes in. Give them a call at 785-250-2479 and get your merch, team shirts, or logos printed off by the professionals at the Shirt Shack. It's even as easy as communicating through email. You can message them at shirtshackprinting@gmail.com. That's shirtshackprinting@gmail.com. Get off Amazon and support a local business. Contact the Shirt Shack today.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Welcome back, bench warmers. It is Riding the Pine here on a Friday. Joey Dean hanging out with you from the studio, H with me here in the Graph Inc. studios. Glad to have you along as we spent that first half hour or so. I basically just ranted about the Pecos League and the end of the Garden City Wind season. I needed to get that off my chest. It's been a frustrating 24 hours, 48 hours or so here with us. But H with me, and he will be at Jack's Tapping Kitchen tonight. You looking forward to it? You looking forward to going to Jack's and seeing the guys? All right, don't do that. We're going to turn your mic off now. So H will be hanging out with us as well. Jack's Tapping Kitchen, 8 o'clock tonight for the end-of-year awards ceremony. So looking at the Pecos League Championship Series, it should be a pretty good one. These two teams met back 2 years ago in the 2023 Championship Series, which Tucson lost to San Rafael. So the Saguaros looking to avenge that series. San Rafael in their third straight championship series, Pecos League Championship Series, as last year they were swept by Alpine. They got to go on the road again this year to take on Tucson. It should be a good series, though. San Rafael, really good pitching. They've had plenty of time, plenty of rest, as they've had about a week or so off from finishing up their series against Dublin with a sweep. And so I don't like how lopsided that is. Excuse me. I don't mind, the Pacific finishing up a day or two earlier, or the Mountain finishing a day or two earlier, but having a week between your division championship series and the league championship series, that's way too much time. So hopefully they address that in the off season and get that fixed. But San Rafael has been sitting around for about a week. They are well rested for sure, but you worry about that after 3 or 4 days. You start to worry about the effects of rest, because you want to be in a rhythm. Baseball's a game of momentum, and it can carry on day to day. And if you get into any kind of slump at all, it'll carry on day to day as well. And so it is a fear when you're off for a week like that. So hopefully the Pacifics can play well. They're going to have a tough test against a Tucson team who's battle testing. They took every shot from Pecos in the South Division round, and then every shot from Garden City in the Mountain Division Championship Series. So this is a battle-tested Tucson team, and they'll take on a pretty salty San Rafael team. They swept Martinez, then they swept Dublin, but it should be a fun series, and it will get started tomorrow, 7 o'clock Tucson time. I think that's 2 hours behind us. So it'd be 9 o'clock here in the southwest Kansas area. But that that should be fun. Good pitching for San Rafael. They've got really good starting pitching. Tucson's got decent pitching. I think I would lean the needle towards San Rafael when it comes to starting pitching. You get in the bullpen, I think it's pretty even. Offensively, I think Tucson's got a little more firepower than San Rafael. But, good pitching will do it. Defensively, man, I was impressed yesterday. Okay, he's going to go put some Benadryl on, apparently. He's got bug bites. So, but I was impressed by the defense in this series from Tucson. They didn't come in as, like Garden City, one of the top teams defensively in the league. They weren't that. And they showed up and showed out yesterday, especially yesterday. A couple big opportunities for Garden City with the bases loaded, and Tucson was able to do it defensively. So I think that Tucson, go. So Tucson is a good defensive team. San Rafael pretty good defensively too, but I would probably point the needle over to Tucson for that. I think Tucson's going to win this series ultimately, and I think it's going to be a sweep, honestly with you. But it's going to be a battle, and I'm not counting San Rafael out by any means. They've been here 3 years in a row. They've been here, so I think that that says something. I don't know how you have in this league, with all the rules of rookies and veterans and who you can have on a roster. I don't know how you have, these teams perennially in the Pecos League Championship Series. I don't know if it's, management, player acquisition, whoever's in charge of that. I know our manager, whoever our manager is, this year it was Easton Barnes. Last year it was Easton Barnes. He and Rady Ralston, worked their asses off to put the roster together. And it started yesterday when the game ended. They're constantly on the lookout for players. And I don't know if other teams have that same setup, how exactly that works elsewhere. But I know that that's why Garden City's good every year, because of the amount of hours that are put into acquiring quality talent. Because there's new faces on this team every year. But then you see teams like Tucson or Alpine that have the same faces over and over, because they keep the same veterans year after year after year after year. And, I wonder about that sometimes. If maybe that's the reason that Garden City can't get over that hump. And other teams like Alpine and Tucson and San Rafael do, because they have the same guys year in and year out, and they finally break through, and then those guys can tutor the youngsters as the season progresses. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But there's got to be some kind of answer for that. But it should be a fun series. Some familiar names on both sides, especially doing the recap this year. I think that's helped the league a lot, because now people know players. It used to be you didn't know who was playing in the Pacific. You didn't know anything about them, really, unless you looked at point streak stats. That's the only way that you really knew about anybody out there. But now with the Pecos League recap, you at least get a snapshot throughout the year of what's going on out there. And the same for them, looking back over here. You get a snapshot of what's going on in the Mountain Division and some of the better players over here. And so there's familiar names now across the league, instead of it just being Pacific and Mountain, and familiar names in those respective divisions. Now it's a league-wide thing. So I think the Pecos League recap's been a great addition, and I was happy to do it when it was proposed to me. I was like, yeah, let's do that. I was in Hayes, actually, when Andrew Dunn called me and asked about that. I was getting ready to play a show in Hayes, and we were driving around there, Jen and H and myself, and he called and asked me about it, what my thoughts were, and I said, I'll do it. And so, yeah, we've been able to do that this year, and I just finished it. That was the most painful recap I've done all year, by the way. the one for Game 2 of this Mountain Division Championship Series, last night's game. That was the most painful one that I've done all year. But I got through it, and we'll continue to do it the next couple of nights for the Pecos League Championship Series as well. But I think it helps. It helps a lot to have guys. Now you know who they are and what they look like on the other side of the Rocky Mountains, and so that's a good thing. This league needed to have something bridge it, because otherwise it was just really two different leagues. The Pacific and the Mountain were their own leagues, and then they just met up at the end of the year. That's essentially what it was, and now it feels a little more like one league. So that's good. That's a good thing that's come out of this year. I went on that 30-minute rant about things that weren't good. I got to give credit where credit's due. It was a great idea by Andrew Dunn to do that. So hopefully it's a good series. I'm excited to watch some of it starting tomorrow, 9 o'clock Central Time, between Tucson and San Rafael. We'll take one more break. We'll come back, talk a little bit of Kansas City Royals. We'll also look at the picks for this week, as we're getting closer and closer to football season as well. The NFL kicked off last night with the preseason. Yeah, football, H.
Football.
Yeah, you like football, don't you? Yeah, you're a Chiefs fan. That's right. My Colts played last night, and go figure, their quarterback got hurt. So that's about right. That's about right. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with the picks and wrap things up here on a Friday. This is Riding the Pine on Dry River Radio. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello, everyone. It's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc. When you need shirts, screen printing, vinyl, sublimation, decals, or direct-to-film prints, you should always shop local. That's where the Shirt Shack comes in. Give them a call at 785-250-2479 and get your merch, team shirts, or logos printed off by the professionals at the Shirt Shack. It's even as easy as communicating through email. You can message them at shirtshackprinting@gmail.com. That's shirtshackprinting@gmail.com. Get off Amazon and support a local business. Contact the Shirt Shack today.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Welcome back, bench warmers. Joey Dean hanging out with you, along with H. What up, buddy?
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm just kidding.
H hanging out with me, as we'll get to our picks here in a minute. H will tell you who's going to win, as he's got his Iron Man shield, or no, his Captain America shield.
I'm Spider-Man.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You tell everybody. Your dad's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it in the microphone so everyone knows.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I'm
Everything I say into the microphone, H, is 100% gospel truth, all right?
Yeah.
I love it. We'll do our picks here in a minute. H will rejoin us then for the picks. Looking at the Major League Baseball standings is, baseball's still going on, by the way. Now I can focus a little more on the Royals and the Cubs. The Royals, one game under 500, 57-58. They're 6-4 in their last 10, still negative 14 in the run differential. Still struggling to score runs. That's the problem. They haven't given up a ton of runs. They've been very, very stingy with their runs given up, as their pitching staff's been solid. But Scoring runs has been a problem. They made some acquisitions at the trade deadline, and I think that they are paying dividends. Mike Yastrzemski, I think, was a great addition. So it's going to be fun over the next couple weeks because they're not that far out of a wild card spot. Currently sitting at 4 games out, so they are in contention still as we get toward the middle part of August. But it's about to be now or never. They got to turn on the Jets here and get it going. The Cubs, my Cubbies, 66-48, suddenly 5 games behind the Brewers, who have been a great story. The Brewers won 6 in a row now. Cubs are just 5-5 in their last 10. They've struggled a little bit lately, but that happens. That will happen. Right now, the Red Sox, Mariners, and Yankees have the wild card in the American League. Cubs, Padres, Mets have the wild card in the National League. So that's how things sit there with the wild card. Toronto, Detroit, Houston, your leaders in the divisions in the American League. Philly, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers, the leaders in the National League. So we're getting closer and closer toward the end of the season for Major League Baseball, but it's going to be here before you know it. It'll be October. We're 3 weeks away from high school football, which is crazy to me. Just crazy. So we will do our picks here as the NFL got underway last night. We'll talk about the NFL games and Major League Baseball games. H going to rejoin me here, so get your notebook out so you can make your bets, because H knows all. He will tell you exactly who's going to win and lose, right, H?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so game number 1 that we're going to have picked here, as I need you to come back to the microphone and stop being Captain America for just like 1 minute here. All right, set the shield down, Cap. All right. Reds at the Pirates on Apple TV Plus today. Who do you got, the Reds or the Pirates, H?
What do you mean by
Who's going to win, the Reds or the Pirates?
I think
You got to talk into the microphone.
Pirates? I don't know.
The Pirates? Okay.
I don't know
I'm
if
going to
it's-
take the Pirates. So,
I don't know if it's Pirates or Reds.
okay.
Tell,
Also on Apple TV
somebody
Plus,
tell me out there.
the Astros at the Yankees.
Yankees.
I'm going to take the Astros. The Athletics at the Orioles.
Orioles.
Yeah, let's go Orioles. Angels at the Tigers.
Angels.
I'm going to take the Tigers, but I want the Angels to win. The Marlins at the Braves.
Who wants the who?
Marlins or Braves?
Braves.
Braves?
Since
I'm going to
they're
take the Marlins.
Braves.
They've been hot lately.
Are we talking NFL or?
This is baseball.
MLB?
Yeah.
I thought we were talking- I thought we were
Guardians at the White Sox.
talking White Sox.
The White Sox. I'm going to take the Guardians. The Phillies at the Rangers.
The Texas Rangers.
The Texas Rangers. That's right. You got that one. I will take the Rangers as well. The Royals at the Twins.
Royals.
Royals. All right. I'm taking the Royals too. Mets at the Brewers.
Mets.
Mets. Taking the Amazings. I'm going to take the Brewers. They've been red hot. The Cubs at the Cardinals. There's only
Cubs.
one answer. Yeah,
Cubbies,
you got that right.
Cubbies,
Yeah, go Cubs, go.
Cubbies.
I was going to say, if you answer Cardinals, you're going to have to find a new place to live, because not only me, but your mom will kick you out of this house too. So
There's only one answer to that question.
there is only
Cubs.
one answer. Go Cubs, go. The Red Sox at the Padres.
Red Sox?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to take the Padres.
No, I was asking.
Oh, yeah. Red Sox or Padres?
Red Sox.
You're going to take the Red Sox.
There's
Okay.
this little there's this painting.
The Rockies at the Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks.
Okay. I'm going to take the Rockies because I've been doing that and they've been winning. They won last week with that improbable victory against Pittsburgh, and so I'm going to roll
there's,
with the Rockies. They've been awful this year, but
there's this-
I'll take that. The Rays at the Mariners.
Rays?
You're going to take the Rays? You got to talk into the microphone, bud. Who you got?
Rays?
The Rays. I'm going to take the Mariners. Blue Jays at Dodgers.
Dodgers?
Dodgers, okay. I will take the Dodgers as well. And then finally, the Nationals at the Giants tonight.
Nationals!
Yeah, let's go Nats. Let's do it.
Nazi!
All right, so the NFL games for this weekend. Yesterday we had Thursday night football with the beginning of the preseason. The Ravens beat the Colts 24-16. The Eagles beat the Bengals 34-27. And the Raiders and Seahawks tied 23-all. Games today. Who do you got, H? The Lions or the Falcons?
Falcons.
You're going to take the Falcons?
The Falcons are... Falcon is one of the Avengers.
Yeah, that is an Avenger. I will take the Lions. The Browns or the Panthers?
Panthers.
I'm going to take the Browns. The Commanders or the Patriots?
Commanders.
I, too, am taking the Commanders. Games tomorrow, the Giants or the Bills? Giants. I'm going to take the Bills. Texans or the Vikings?
Vikings.
I, too, am going to take the Vikings. The Cowboys or the Rams?
Cowboys?
You're going to take the Cowboys? I'm going to take the Rams.
Wait, is it the...
No, it's not Oklahoma State. It's the Dallas Cowboys. The Steelers or the Jaguars?
Steelers.
Steelers? I'm going to take the Steelers, too. Titans or Buccaneers?
Titans.
Titans? I will take the Buccaneers. Jets or Packers?
Packers?
Okay. I will take the Packers, too. Chiefs or Cardinals?
Chiefs!
Yeah, it's going to be the
Let's
Chiefs.
go Chiefs!
All right, calm down. Broncos or 49ers? Ooh. I'm going to take the 49ers. We just have a tie. I want them both to lose. Dolphins or Bears?
Bears.
Bears. Duh, Bears. I will take the Finns. I will take the Dolphins. And finally, Saints or Chargers?
Chargers.
I'm going to take the Saints. So, yeah, there you go. If you're betting, by the way, on preseason football, please seek help because you don't need to be betting on the preseason NFL games. Please don't do that. It's like betting on I don't know, cards or something. I don't know. It's not advised. Don't do it. Either way, that is our picks for this week. So hopefully we'll see the Royals and Cubs go on win streaks. And I'm pulling for San Rafael. Who do you got, H? Tucson or San Rafael in the Pecos League Championship Series?
I don't like the Tucson Saguaros.
I don't like the Tucson Saguaros either. So you're going to take San Rafael Pacifics? Yeah. I'm going to be a big Pacific. I might buy a Pacifics hat. I might do that today. Just because. Let's go, San Rafael. Let's do it. Big thank you to everybody who helps make this possible, especially our sponsors, Protect Spraying Service, the Shirt Shack.
Just go to the Good Sport.
And go to the Good Sport and get a hat like H's. And AAA Pawn and Armory, of course, our title sponsor of Riding the Pine. We'll be back again next Friday with more Riding the Pine. As we'll know exactly what happens by then with the Pecos League Championship Series. We'll talk a lot more football, I'll tell you that, and a little more Royals baseball as well. So that'll be next week. Hopefully we'll get Steve and Rob back next week as well. Lots going on with everybody right now this time of year. And we'll unveil our football schedule here for Dry River Radio. Our high school football schedule. We'll unveil that next week as well. So looking forward to those conversations. This has been Riding the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you at Jack's tonight, 8 o'clock, Jack's Tapping Kitchen for the end-of-year awards. H will be there, too. We're going to have a good old time. H might have to drive me home. So we'll see you tonight at Jack's. This has been Riding the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory.